Delhi is dying. But the reason is not any war or pandemic, but the hazardous and poor quality of air which people of Delhi are breathing. India is one of the most polluted countries in the world, and Delhi is one of the most polluted capital in the entire world.
These conditions happen every year when Delhi experiences a huge spike in air pollution.
Are we breathing poison in Delhi?
Every 2 minutes, one person dies due to air pollution in this country.
I get nauseous, I get dizzy.
हॉस्पिटल या फैमिली डॉक्टर के पास जाके दिखाना पड़ता है.
When it hits, the nearly 30 million people here are forced to live in a toxic cloud. Scientists estimate that spending a day outside in these conditions is like smoking 50 cigarettes.
1 in every 8 deaths is caused due to air pollution, and whole of India's population, that is 1.4 billion people, are exposed to very unhealthy levels of PM 2.5, that is particulate matter 2.5, which is one of the most harmful pollutant emanating from multiple sources in our country. The Air Quality Life Index, which is published by the Energy Policy Institute of University of Chicago, pointed out that 510 million people in our country, that is 40% of our entire population living in the northern part of our country, are set to lose 7.6 years on an average from the average lifespan if the current pollution level continues. Air pollution is estimated to kill approximately 2 million people every year. It is the 5th largest killer in India, and India has world's largest death rate from chronic respiratory diseases, that is asthma and other respiratory diseases as well, according to WHO. In Delhi, this poor air quality, it irreversibly damages the lungs of 2.2 million children, that is 50% of entire children population. And every year, like a norm and like clockwise, irrespective of the social status or economic status of the people or the residents of Delhi NCR fight a common enemy, that is smog. Now, Delhi is not just most polluted capital in the world, but it is one of the most polluted cities in the world also. And this is a fact which becomes very apparent after the onset of winters every year.
On the ground, a layer of dust covers the entire city, and in the air, a thick layer of pollution hides landmarks that are easy to see the rest of the year. Delhi has always been a big, busy, polluted city, but in the last decade, something is making it even worse.
And it is not just Delhi, but the entire northern belt, that is Indo-Gangetic Plains. They suffer from this menace and crisis of air pollution, especially in the regions of New Delhi, Gurgaon, Noida, that is the Delhi NCR region. Smog is very prevalent. Now, smog refers to smoke plus fog, and it is a type of intense air pollution which is caused by mixture of air and various pollutants in the air, which gets exacerbated during the onset of winters. Hello, my name is Preetpal Singh. You're watching Perspective, and today our topic of discussion would be the air pollution crisis in India, with special emphasis on Delhi region, that is the National Capital Territory region, as a case study. Air pollution in Delhi has risen through the years, even though there have been several strategies which are in place to counter it. Every year, at the same period of time, hundreds and thousands of farmers in Punjab and Haryana region, they go for stubble burning, that is burning of their crop residue, and this sends harmful air pollutants to the region of Delhi, and especially in the NCR region. But for the first time, this issue received international attention on November of 2016, when this air pollution touched catastrophic levels in that region. In the first week of November 2016, Delhi's air quality had plunged, touching new lows as the toxic smoke from the Diwali's fireworks and the inclement weather conditions, they trapped the pollutants, and thus it shrouded the city in air pollution and gases, which severely affected the visibility, affected the lungs of the population, and affected the entire population of the NCR region. The event was labeled as Great Smog of Delhi, which was worst in the last 17 years, and the next year, the air quality dropped even further. Now, for a few minutes, let us shift our attention from Delhi and let us focus towards whole of India and how air pollution crisis has worsened in the entire country as whole. After that, we'll be separately talking about Delhi as a case study and how this crisis can be solved through different examples. See, out of the 30 most polluted cities in the world, 21 most polluted cities are in India alone. And as per a study conducted in 2016, more than 140 million people in India, they breathe 10 times worse air than the WHO limit, according to this particular report. And 13 of world's 20 cities with the highest annual levels of air pollution are in India. A 2013 study on non-smokers found out that Indians' lung capacity is 30% less than average Europeans. And one thing is very clear, that all 1.4 billion population, that is the entire population of the country, breathes very unhealthy levels of PM 2.5, particulate matter 2.5. Now this PM 2.5 can cause severe health issues like lung cancer, stroke and even heart attack as well. In 2019, air pollution alone caused 1.67 million deaths in India. And also it costed the economy more than $36.8 billion. Now this PM 2.5, it comes from the burning of fossil fuels, woods, other materials as well as dust from natural sources and construction sites as well. And over half of PM 2.5 forms when gas pollutants from agriculture, factories, power plants, homes and vehicles, they mix with the air. Now there is one analysis done by Dalberg's advisors which suggested that in 2019, air pollution costed Indian businesses a staggering amount of $95 billion due to reduced productivity, work absences and premature deaths. Now this is close to 7 lakh crores per year, which is around 3% of India's total GDP. This research showed that it is equal to 50% of our net tax collections, 150% of India's healthcare budget. And this particular report adds to the urgency of tackling air pollution issue by outlining that it imposes very heavy economic costs to the country as well as the cost of lives lost. Now, if we see the sources of air pollution in India, if you see this pie chart, 45% of the air pollution comes from dust and construction. 17% comes from waste burning. Transport contributes 14%, diesel generator contributes 9%, industries are contributing 8% and domestic cooking contributes 7% as a source of air pollution in our country. And this problem is widespread and rampant, especially in the metropolitan cities of our country. Whether it be cities of Mumbai, Hyderabad, Kolkata, Delhi, in all these cities, high levels of particulate matter 2.5 could be seen. Now, since one thing is very clear, that this catastrophe or the crisis of air pollution in India is very widespread, is very bad, now let us shift our focus towards Delhi as a case study.
Delhi's air quality has already begun deteriorating dramatically.
दिल्ली एनसीआर में आज हवा और जहरीली हो गई है। दिल्ली के आनंद विहार में आज एयर क्वालिटी इंडेक्स 700 के पार चला गया।
National capital are struggling to breathe as a thick blanket of smog covers the city, reducing visibility and raising pollution levels.
A thin layer enveloped Delhi as air quality dropped to the very poor category with an AQI of 385 being recorded at 8 a.m. local time.
And let us try to understand that in Delhi NCR region, what has caused the air pollution to be more widespread in the last many years and how it can be solved through various innovative solutions and what are the governmental measures in place to tackle this problem. On 25th November 2019, the Honorable Supreme Court of India made statements in relation to pollution of Delhi, saying that Delhi has become worse than Nark, that is worse than hell. Supreme Court Justice Arun Mishra said that it is better to get explosives and kill everyone than to breathe the air of Delhi. Now, air quality index in Delhi is generally good, that is 0 to 50, satisfactory, that is 51 to 100, moderate, that is 101 to 200 levels between March and September. And then it drastically deteriorates to poor, severe and hazardous category, that is hazardous category of 401 to 500 plus levels during October to February because of various factors. Now this can include the onset of winters, the creation of smog, the pollution from the transport, the parali smoke, that is the burning of stubble in Punjab and Haryana region, the smoke coming from those regions surrounding and engulfing Delhi's region. Because of these reasons, the air pollution during these months from October to February, it is unprecedentedly very, very high. There was a study and comprehensive research conducted by the Center for Community Medicine by All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi, and it suggested that vehicular pollution is the most important contributor to air pollution in India and Delhi. According to Department of Transport, under Government of NCT Delhi, it has suggested that vehicular pollution, it contributes more than 2/3 to the air pollution in the city, and particulate matter 10, that is PM10 standard, is generally used to measure air quality. The PM10 standard includes air particles with the diameter of 10 micrometers or less. These small particles are likely to be responsible for adverse health outcomes amongst people in that region, and it also reaches the low regions of the respiratory tract. If the population is exposed to PM10, it can have a very bad impact on breathing and respiratory system. It can damage the lung tissue, it can even cause cancer, and it can lead to premature deaths. Now, elderly people, children, and people with the disabilities and chronic lung diseases, they are most vulnerable, and especially the pregnant women. And a 2011 report of WHO reported that Delhi has exceeded maximum PM10 levels by almost 10 times than the safer limit. And all this was covered under the study done by AIMS. Now let us come to the agriculture stubble burning. So agricultural stubble burning, that is burning of parali, that is crop residue in the region of Haryana and Punjab, has been touted as one of the major reasons because of which air pollution happens in Delhi NCR region. But is that the sole reason? The answer is no. But is that one of the factor contributing to it? The answer is yes. Now this stubble burning, coupled with the northwesterly winds, it affects Delhi's region. And it has been affecting Delhi's air quality not recently, but since 1980s onwards. Now many people say that this is the biggest cause of air pollution in Delhi, but that is not the case, because vehicular emission in Delhi are contributing even more than the stubble burning. However, according to some studies, they suggest that during the crop burning season, the practice can account for more than 45% of Delhi's pollution at some point of time, according to government meteorologists. But there are several other internal reasons and internal sources of pollution in the Delhi NCR region as well. And this is not just the one most important, but this is one amongst many. Now, there were several interesting governmental measures which were taken in order to reduce this level of air pollution. The most famous one was the odd-even rule. So in 2017, the government came up with odd-even rationing method. Now, this was based on the odd-even rationing method and odd-even rationing system. This meant that the cars with the odd numbers, odd number plates, could be driven on certain days of the week, and the other cars with even number plate could be driven on the some other days of the week. So it was made separate. Some days odd number cars would be driven, some days even number cars would be driven. And the reason was simple: to reduce the vehicular emission, and so that more people, they use public transportation. Now, some more goals which were set by the government of Delhi and which were implemented also even further. First was to clean up the transportation sector of the country by introducing more than 1,000 electric public buses, and also adding to the existing fleet of multiple hundred buses. Also, one more motive was to update all the fossil fuel combustion engines to BS6 emission standards, and also to meet a goal of 25% of private vehicles to be electrically powered by the year 2023, which of course could not happen, and also to involve renewable energy in the power plants. Now, one more innovative method which came up was of providing farmers with a machine known as Happy Seeder, which could convert this agricultural residue which the farmers are burning, that is stubble, into a fertilizer. So that's widespread of Happy Seeder could also be seen in the last many years. Of course, it has not been that widespread, but they have been distributed across the farmers in Punjab and Haryana. Now, alongside this, central government is also having different key initiatives. One is this creation of Central Pollution Control Board, CPCB, and several state pollution control boards as well. And there is one program, that is National Clean Air Program, NCAP, launched by the central government. There is a SUFFER portal as well, that is System of Air Quality and Weather Forecasting and Research portal. There is a new Commission of Air Quality Management launched by the central government, and also Graded Response Action Plan, GRAP, especially for Delhi region. And to reduce the vehicular pollution, what has government done? They have introduced BS6 vehicle standards and also National Electric Mobility Mission Plan to transition from fossil fuel to transition from petrol and diesel vehicles to electric vehicles. So there is FAME program as well, that is faster adoption and manufacturing of electric vehicles in the country. Also, one more important thing to note here is that in NC Mehta versus Union of India case, the Honorable Supreme Court of India treated the right to live in a pollution-free environment as a part of the fundamental right to life under Article 21 of our Constitution of India, which makes this right to pollution-free environment a basic fundamental right. Now, there are several actions taken by the CPCB also, that is Central Pollution Control Board. One is this air quality monitoring and network. Another is creation of this National Air Quality Index, which was launched in the year 2015 to provide information to the public on real-time air quality standards of the city, with a network of more than 1,400 ambient air monitoring stations. Also, one more critical thing was that at COP26 at Glasgow, our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji highlighted Panchamrita climate action target for India and committed to achieve net zero target by the year 2070. joining other nations like developed countries and European countries as well. Now, if this is the motive, definitely one menace to tackle is air pollution, and government's commitment to tackle air pollution is very high. Now, there are some innovative measures as well which are suggested by many. One such measure is the implementation of air quality bonds. Now, many experts have suggested that you should mandate industries and other major polluters to purchase air quality bonds mandatorily, where the bond is proportional to their emissions which they are causing. And eventually this could be enabling factor for them to reduce the level of inflation and use cleaner fuels, cleaner energies. Also, to ensure that more and more greenery is there, more and more afforestation is there, we can integrate greenery with vertical gardens and rooftop plantings in the common areas and in the residential areas of the country and the city. It will not only add aesthetic value to the building, but it will also act as a natural air purifier, which will absorb the harmful gases and the particulate matter in particular. Also, we can learn from the green city solutions from European countries as well. They have introduced tree benches across the major city landmarks, which is a very significant example from which we can learn. See, air pollution is not just one pollution which is plaguing the world. Alongside air pollution, there is water pollution, noise pollution, plastic pollution, soil contamination, radioactive contamination, thermal pollution, light pollution, visual pollution, different other types of pollution existing together. So environmental pollution is a threat to humanity and is a threat to our beautiful world as well. The bigger picture needs to be seen and dealt with by the country and by different metropolitan cities as well. The issue of climate change and global warming is just one. Likewise, numerous other issues, they coexist with each other. As responsible citizens of the world, it is our duty to come together and to pledge to protect our environment and ecosystem. Drop by drop an ocean is filled, and definitely if each individual takes certain steps, takes certain initiatives, world would be a better place, a breathable place to live in for our future generations as well, and we'll be able to achieve sustainable growth. Now, if you want me to cover the larger picture of environmental pollution and the damages it causes in a separate video, please let me know in the comment section. Also, do write down your views regarding what can be done to solve this problem and to solve this crisis in the comment section. Go green, stay safe, take care, and thank you very much for watching this video.